I received some criticism about my position and my ideas around tax and debt slavery. I'd like to break this down in a concise manner and elaborate some finer details. Firstly, yes, I do personally consider it a weakness of character if one is committed and submissive, which is synonymous with things like being weak, alright? Being controlled by other things, alright? Being submissive to a system which enslaves you and forces you to give up half of your income, essentially. And then it constantly, consciously, purposely raises the prices of everything, and then as well make sure your wage doesn't increase, so your living standards constantly go down and down. This I do consider a weakness of character, a weakness of an individual, to be that submissive to something so tyrannical which stamps out your individual freedoms and human rights. But, okay, now this is where we'll be concise, break things down. Would I consider, and should you consider someone weak if they don't instantly quit their job right now and stop paying taxes and everything right now? No. I think you should be reasonable, okay? Be comfortable depending on your situation, your circumstances as an individual. Continue in the position that you are in, whatever it is, with an aim, okay, a direction, moving towards independence, away from that submission, alright? So working to change that situation, that character, that part of yourself, that habit, that lifestyle. Working in a direction, again, to become independent of this tyrannical system which wants to make you a submissive tax and debt slave and make you basically just work your life away and have nothing to show for it. So if you submit to making other people rich so they can live in their mansions, never work a day in their life as billionaires on their private islands, right, fly around in private jets and things, and you work your entire life away, you don't even get to spend time with your family, with your children, with your loved ones, with your partner, because you've got to work so much and you have almost nothing to show for it because of the taxes, the inflation, everything like this. And if you just accept that, if you just take it on the chin and go, alright, I'll just work my life away and be a worker slave, whatever, and you just accept that as normal or acceptable, then yes, I see that as weakness. But if you have the character, so it's about how you see things, not necessarily about how things look in your life or how the actions. You might still be working a job paying tax, but if you see that that is tyrannical and you want to work in a way to set yourself up to have independence from that tyrannical system, then you aren't weak. Then you are strong. That's the difference. So it's the mind state behind what you're doing. And every person has their own unique individual situation and circumstances. So not everybody can be doing exactly what everyone else is doing. So again, like for example, certain people have dependents, they have lots of children they need to feed, and the only skills and knowledge they have of how to do that is by working a normal job, paying taxes, going to the grocery store, buying food with the money they make from that job, and then feeding their children. And that's all they know. Then that's what they should do, while learning how to grow their own food, how to raise animals, how to be independent of that system which enslaves them to work their life away. And again, I'm adamant, I will stick by my perspective, my position, that if somebody just accepts that as fair enough, I'll just work my life away so someone else can be rich as a billionaire on their private island, fly around in private jets and sit you know, sip whiskey all day for free and never have to work a day in their life, if they just accept that and be a worker slave, then yes, I will stand by my position, they are weak. But if you see that there's something wrong with that you shouldn't be robbed for half of your income, you shouldn't have to work your life away to have a good life, then you are strong. And hopefully enough strong people can break the chains of the system and we can actually have a bit more freedom, which will be good for everybody, even those folk who are weak. So that's a little bit of elaboration on the topic and the subject. I hope that does away with some criticisms and confusions from which these criticisms are arising. So that's a clear distinction there. Who's weak? Who's strong? In a tax debt slave system. The people who have the mindset to accept it and do nothing about it are weak. The people who have the mindset to at least try to do something to change it, to make it better, to have more freedom, they are strong. And you should try to be strong. So take it easy.